All right, we finna talk about why people with soul are rare. Why people with soul are rare. Now look, I gotta put the hoodie on because I gotta get the creativity bubbling. So I wrote this shit down and I wrote another part down, but I ain't got the other piece to it. So it's like we just gonna have to go off the paper I got written down because this is important. And if it's important, I write that shit down on fucking paper. And we finna go on the top of my head because I kind of get it. All right, now look, why people with soul are rare. Now, before we even get into that even segment of it, we need to talk about what's the soul. Now, the soul is you and the internal. You're not once you start getting lost in things and start thinking that you're the body, then you're lost. But if you're lost, then you're going to be found. And I'm telling you that you're not the body. That doesn't mean you shouldn't take care of the body, but you're actually the soul, and you're inhabiting the body. Like this is like your vehicle. This is like your vehicle to get around and shit and participate in the everyday world, but you're actually the soul that's in the body. So it's kind of like so the soul is you and you're driving the car. So we already got that away. Now, why people with soul are rare? So we got the part about the soul taken care of. Now look, now when people get older, they start to lose their soul and parts of themselves from external people, places, and things or outside influences, whether it's negative or whether it's positive. That doesn't even matter. It is just the things themselves just makes them, the external things themselves makes them lose themselves. Now, for example, external thing is more like school, like that's a place. Things more like things that they're doing, or things that are external that's not even related to their own soul. People around them, you got people losing them souls trying to be with these people and be with these people, and they're not even tuned to their own unique soul. So you got a whole lot of lost souls out here clinging on to each other. These are the type of people you see always. They always, when you go to the mall or you go to school or some shit like that, or you go to the workplace, these are the type of people who always got to cling on to each other because they're all like lost. And then you ever that type of person who had more soul. See, if you're the type of person and you still got soul in you, then you're going to be looked at as like weird, or you're going to be looked at as like the outsider or some shit. And it's not nothing against you. It's just that you're just a rare species type shit. It's like if a extinct dodo bird or a extinct dinosaur came came through and you did not know it was a dinosaur, but it was extinct though and it was rare, then you will be like, man, this is weird. I never seen that. Like that's how it is. So you can't really. So if somebody call you weird and you got soul and you don't take it offense, it's just that this shit is rare to come across. Now, external people, now as I was saying, external outside influences, people, places, and things and shit, this can be happening with your family, your closest friends and shit can influence you to do things. Ad, TV, it's a whole lot of, basically we're gonna summarize it like this: a whole lot of external shit on the outside that's influencing you in many different ways and shit like that, and it's making you lose touch with your own soul, or aka your own self. Now, in this shit, you already know that people with soul are rare because only the strong survive. Not a lot of people stick to the script in their own life, and sticking to the script in your own life is basically like being in tune with your own direction and your own path and seeing where you need to go and shit like that. That's the script, because this life shit like a movie and a video game in a sense. It's like as you like playing with your character and shit, it's like a video game. As you get spiritual upgrades and shit, them like cheat codes and shit, because it's like you're hacking the reality and shit. Um uh, or you can say like tools or some shit. And then as you I don't even know where I was getting at, but you know where I was getting at. Now only the strong survive, or it's like survival of the fittest, because it's a lot of people out here that don't even make it. They lose them, so them souls like in their soul in like fucking kindergarten. Or some people, you know what I'm saying? So it's rare to come across a motherfucker who still got soul in them. Especially the ones who still got soul in them and they've been through a lot of experiences and things in life. That's even rare too. But it's like when you come across these people, the feeling is different and shit like that. Now, anyway, before we get all into that segment of shit, now, the reason why I say only the strong survive is because these are the type of people who then let outside influences sway them into many different ways, on ways that wasn't even important to them. These are the type of people, whether they know it or not, they was tapped into their soul, aka themselves, and then they was tapped into their souls and themselves, and they didn't let shit sway them to do this, do that, and the third. They probably was the type of who wouldn't fall for trends and things like that. They did things their own way. These are the type of people with more soul, and these are the type of people with AKA more light. Like, see, they got more light to them. You see how it's like more light. You see my skin is like more light. The people with more, the people who are not in tune with them souls and or themselves, aka themselves. These are the type of people with dim skin and dim light. When you come around them, the feeling it don't feel is real. It feel fake, aka fake, because it's like it's not the real them. It's like a fake version of them. And these are the type of people with dim lights. They dim down they light to fit in, aka they dim down they light to fit in. Now people who don't dim down they light to fit in, they got more light to them. You can see the aura more, even if you in the spirituality. Something like sometimes these people you can just see their aura. You can just see how they light up the room. These are the type of people who don't dim down their light for external people, places, and things that are in tune with themselves and shit like that. Versus a person who dim down their light, they shit just look dead. Now, as I said though, when you do, another reason how people lose them soul is they do things that don't bring them no emotional fulfillment. These are the type of people who doing jobs and things that they don't like, and they settling for less, and they just doing jobs that don't bring no emotions to it. It's just numb as hell in that bitch. They just getting settling for low wage jobs and shit, working fast food jobs. They're doing jobs that they don't like, and it's just slowly and surely just draining your soul, aka or your spirit or yourself, is aka draining yourself, and you just like, damn, this shit, and that shit is just draining you. But they like, well, these are the type of people where you be like, you still work at this, that, and the third, and they're like, yeah, but I don't like it. But these are the type of people who be drained as fuck from working a damn job, but they won't quit that bitch just because the paycheck maybe it'd be like $22 an hour or $16 an hour or some shit. But these are the type of people who look like they're working a job, and it's like they hate the shit, but they stay in the shit. That don't make any sense. Because I feel like, in my opinion, I feel like common sense will tell you to find something that brings you joy. But hey, I don't know. I guess common sense ain't common no more, but I'm telling you this now. Find you something that brings emotional fulfillment. Don't settle for no bullshit that don't even bring you no emotions or don't even satisfy your own soul. That doesn't make any sense at all. Now, hold on. Now, another thing that people with soul have that others who have lost souls don't is they didn't dim down their inner light, and they didn't dim down their inner child. Your inner child is something that's within you. That's yourself. That's another part of yourself too. A lot of people, they dim down their inner child, and they feel like, I don't know why people do it. I think, now look, like how I said, I don't know everything, but I feel like most people dim down their inner child, but I feel like they don't really try to. Or I feel like you can dim down your inner child in like 3 ways. And I know this is another video, but this is still correlated to the soul, so it's still in the same sense. Now, a lot of people, they dim down their inner child. It's either you got 2 different, look, I'm gonna be honest, before we hop into this inner child shit, because it's not even finna be long, I'm gonna tell you the 2 types of people who dim down their inner child. You got the people who dim down their inner child for because they trying to mature faster. Like these the people who trying to they trying to mature faster. Like these are people who, aka, growing up too fast. These are the type of people who always trying to they trying to get a job. They trying to drive cars. They trying to get a house. These are the type of people who trying to grow up too fast. These people who can dim down their inner child and shit like that. But I mean, like, at the same time, though, you can still, in my opinion, you can still go back and get your inner child. You have to just reconnect with it. And then you got other people who got dim inner childs. These are the type of people who had a tough childhood and shit like that, and then they had to grow up fast. See, it's a difference. See, you got people who had to grow up fast, and you got people who just blatantly just think I should just grow up fast. It's two different types of people who grow up fast, my nigga. What side you on? I'm out the shit though.